US stock market futures gained after Donald Trump signed a coronavirus aid bill. At the same time, the US dollar lost ground against world currencies, including the Canadian dollar. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, surging to the level of $27,000. Major US stock indexes edged up significantly today. Growth was largely driven by the news that US President Donald Trump approved a $900 billion economic stimulus package. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.54%. The Nasdaq Composite Index climbed 0.46%, and the S&P 500 was up 0.35%. US President Donald Trump has finally signed a massive COVID-19 economic aid bill designed to provide coronavirus emergency response and relief. This is part of a catch-all package worth about $2.3 trillion in spending for the rest of the fiscal year that ends next September 30. The bill is needed to provide the population with the unemployment benefits, housing rental assistance in order to prevent a wave of evictions, as well as to fund distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine. Moreover, the president signed the bill in its original form, which implied $600 per person stimulus checks for American citizens. Prior to that, Trump demanded an increase in the size of payments to $2,000. However, despite such unexpected news, trading in the US market is likely to be tepid this week. A lot of market participants are on the weekend to celebrate Catholic Christmas and New Year. Nevertheless, low-volume trading may well provoke large fluctuations in the market. In the light of recent events, there is an increase in demand for risky assets in the global markets. This can be seen from a rally in global stocks. The US dollar is declining against major world currencies. At the time of preparing the material for this video, the US dollar index was trading at 90.18, down by 0.10%. The US dollar also fell 0.27% against the Canadian dollar to trade near the 1.2829 level. And yesterday, the price of Bitcoin reached its all-time high. In today's midday session, Bitcoin made a slight corrective pullback down, as expected. Last week, the price of Bitcoin hit a series of new historic highs, overcoming the marks of $25,000, $26,000, and then $27,000. Yesterday, Bitcoin surged above $28,000. Reaching a new all-time high of $28,395. Then Bitcoin slowed down and dropped slightly. Today, the BTC-USD pair is trading near $27,294. Market watchers believe the ongoing rally will continue and Bitcoin will approach the $28,500 mark by the end of the day. The news that Donald Trump had signed the aid package to combat the coronavirus pushed US stock market futures up, but dragged the US dollar down. That's all for today. We continue to learn developments on financial markets. Subscribe to our channel and be abreast with us. See you tomorrow.